What NBA players really think of Bronny James, LeBron James Jr.? So we're just gonna hop straight into this video and see what they really think of Bronny James. Let's get it.
The eldest son of the king, Bronny James, has been making headlines for the last several years. As such, NBA fans from around the world are trying to figure out exactly what Bronny will mold into and if he will be able to handle the pressures that come with being the son of the great LeBron James. Nevertheless, his individual play on the court has certainly garnered the attention of basketball fans worldwide.
Literally and figuratively.
But with so much attention surrounding Bronny, many have started to wonder, what do other NBA players think about the heir to the throne, Bronny James? Keep watching to discover what some of the biggest NBA players in the world really think about Bronny James. Chris Paul. Despite some of these other NBA legends having strong opinions on Bronny, there's arguably no current or past player who knows him better than the Phoenix Suns' Chris Paul. Not only is CP3 the actual godfather of Bronny, but he's also been in attendance for many of Bronny's incredible high school games, on both sidelines respectfully. As such, the future Hall of Famer had extraordinarily high praise for LeBron's young prodigy. Back in December of 2020, when talking to the NBA's JJ Redick on the Old Man and the Three podcast, Chris Paul stated that LeBron James will get a ring with his son Bronny. Obviously, this is something that Chris hasn't even accomplished, so there's a legitimate argument to be made that he has literally no idea what he's talking about. But that's a whole other story. All jokes aside, Chris Paul is a future Hall of Famer and renowned for his basketball IQ. So to get such a high praise from the man before even hitting college is quite the accomplishment. Kyle Kuzma. Kuzma is another player who's no stranger to making bold statements with both his words and his appearance. Recently, Kyle Kuzma responded to a tweet featuring the news about LeBron James willing to leave the Lakers in order to play alongside his son, Bronny, jokingly predicting that the Oklahoma City Thunder GM, Sam Presti, is about to sell the farm to acquire LeBron James and Bronny James. OKC's GM, Sam Presti, has built up somewhat of a reputation for his overvaluation of draft picks, having built up an immense amount of draft capital in recent years. While these draft picks can certainly help you draft top prospects, they can also be useful in trading for star players as well. I wouldn't be at all shocked if Presti took Kuzma's suggestion to heart and is on the line with player, coach, GM LeBron James as we speak. Jeff Green. Jeff Green is a true NBA journeyman who is also one of the most well-respected players in the entire association. He's also widely regarded as one of the most athletic players in the league, even at 35 years old. Most importantly, he's well known to have a good relationship with LeBron from their playing time together back in Cleveland. Although it also appears that Green is a big fan of the young Bronny as well. Ahead of Sierra Canyon's 2021-22 season, the Blazers hosted an expedition similar to college programs in their Midnight Madness, giving some of the program's top athletes the opportunity to show off their athleticism with jaw-dropping dunks, three-point contests, and more. And Bronny decided to put on an absolute show by throwing an assist off the backboard to himself and slamming it home with a nasty windmill dunk. All of which was posted to LeBron's Instagram with the caption, "Scary hours coming soon." The video caught the attention of fans and NBA players alike, with Bronny's head quite literally level with the rim, not the least of which included Jeff Green, who responded with, "What in tarnations? What in tarnations indeed. Those Taco Tuesdays must be paying off." Steph Curry. Another NBA player who showed his appreciation for Bronny's ridiculous hops was Golden State Warriors superstar Stephen Curry, who responded to the same video with a classic, "Say what now? Sheesh." While Curry may be more well known for his dead-eye shooting ability than his dunks, especially after his banana peel slip-up a few years back, he's still undoubtedly one of the most accomplished players in the league history, and one whose opinion should not be taken lightly. It's hard to really blame Curry and others for having such emotional reactions to Bronny's high school highlights, as he's still just 17 years old and evidently has his dad's genes. Speaking of genes, this wasn't the first time Bronny and Steph's names have crossed paths. Back in July 2020, during an Instagram live chat, Bronny was jokingly asked who his father was when he messed around and said it was Steph Curry.
Am I certified? Who's my dad? Steph Curry.
To say that the internet has had its way with this moment would be an understatement. At least LeBron was able to laugh it off. Gilbert Arenas.
Hell no.
Gilbert Arenas was one of the most talented guards and scorers the NBA has ever seen. In fact, many would argue that he's one of the greatest shooters the league has ever seen, if you know what I mean. Despite leaving the association in a relatively abrupt manner, no one can deny the impact he's had on the NBA. Most importantly, everybody knows that his basketball IQ is off the charts, and even he sees a lot of similarities between the potential GOAT and his eldest son, Bronny.
He makes the perfect play.
Okay.
He's gonna play the game the way he sees it. So if he's gonna go into the game with 20 assists, he's gonna go for 20 assists. I think he's gonna be the #1 player in the country. His team.
Oh my God, this is hyping me up. I'm excited to see like his journey and shit.
6'9" with a 44-inch vertical at the point guard position.
Can shoot
all of 220. Right? Just those measurements alone, you're the #1 player in the country.
It's worth noting that Arenas made this statement in December 2020 on the Complex Sports podcast. Since then, Bronny remains just 6 feet 3 inches tall and is projected to be a mid-late second-round pick, so he may have been slightly off his prediction. Charles Barkley. The round mound of rebound is one of the most recognizable stars in all of sports. From his dominant rebounding and versatility on the basketball court to his classic banter on TNT's Inside the NBA with Kenny, Shaq, and Ernie, Sir Charles is no stranger to hot takes, not the least of which includes what took place just days ago. Following yet another up-and-down first half earlier this season for the Los Angeles Lakers, which resulted in an eventual 132-111 loss to the hometown rival, Los Angeles Clippers, Charles Barkley posed a rather simple question to the rest of his Inside the NBA crew during the halftime show. Does Bronny start or come off the bench if he gets on this team this year?
Does Bronny start or come off the bench if he gets on this team this year?
If who?
Bronny.
Charles has always been the one with all the jokes, but this one really takes the cake. While some perceive this to be a seemingly innocent comment and arguably a scenario that might actually bring some hope to Lakers fans, anybody who knows Chuck understands what this truly was. A complete trove of the king. Easily one of the most disrespectful comments towards both LeBron James and his son Bronny. It probably doesn't help that both him and the rest of the NBA crew had a good laugh about it shortly afterwards, as if anyone ever doubted he was joking. It's worth noting that Barkley's statement came after the Lakers failed to make any trade deadline deals to improve their roster earlier this year, and have since struggled to maintain any sort of consistency, with the team severely failing to meet the preseason expectations set out for them to become one of the Western Conference's top teams in 2022. One thing's for sure, Chuck ain't too impressed with the Lakers or their future prodigy, Bronny. Kendrick Perkins. Recently, LeBron James made it known to The Athletic that he would only consider retiring after he got the chance to play alongside his son Bronny, stating how his last year in the association will be played with his son one way or another. Since then, everybody has been trying to predict where Bronny will end up, and if LeBron was simply using this to help promote his son getting to the NBA. As you might be able to imagine, this statement was not well received. However, former NBA champion and LeBron's teammate Kendrick Perkins seems to believe that LeBron is doing a fantastic job in setting his son up for success in the NBA, stating the following on ESPN's show, Get Up.
See, what LeBron James is doing, all he's doing is setting the table for his son to get drafted. Because he's basically telling any team that it's a package deal. And which team, I don't care if LeBron James was 65, which team in the NBA would want LeBron James on their team? So what he's doing is he's setting his son up to pass the torch and setting his son up to succeed. Meaning, hey, if you draft my son, guess what? You get me. All he did was, this was a chess move by strategically planning out that when Bronny in a few years leave high school, go play 1 year of college or whatever he may do, that he's gonna get drafted because you're gonna get LeBron James. Smart man, smart move.
LeBron's motive for these comments remains unknown, but Big Perk could very well be on to something here.
Okay.
There's no question that any team would find value with LeBron on their roster, so making a statement like this is a surefire way to ensure that Bronny too garners the attention of the entire league. Only time will tell how accurate Perkins was with his prediction, but hopefully it's a lot more accurate than his career free throw percentage, 59%. So, there you have it. That's what some of the NBA's biggest stars really think about Bronny James. I hope you enjoyed the video.
Wow. All right, y'all. That was my reaction to the video. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Damn. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next reaction video. Bye.